would say. So say goodbye to everything you ever knew before, and I'd understand if you went running out the door. And I'll keep you safe, and no harm will ever come to you, I swear. And I'll kill if they even dare. I'll kill, I swear.
Hello, I love you. Won't you say you're insane?
Oh, you are insane.
I mean, hi.
I'll say it.
What you got in your pipe there? You better light it.
This is.
We can't start this.
This is Blackberry.
Here's your a Foo Fighters
you.
license. I mean, lighter. You can have a license to fight your foo. Nice black raspberry going there.
Black raspberry. Smells good.
It does smell good. How you doing tonight, Boot?
I'm doing really well.
How many times have we How many times have we recorded this episode?
Once before this.
1 times 100. We've had issues. They've been minor issues, but we want to put out just, the finest.
The quality has to be there. Yep.
And the quality still is not there. But you know what I'm saying? It's better than what it was.
Audio-wise.
So here we are.
Your Highness,
Mr. Boot.
What are we listening to tonight?
Well, we're listening to Michigan Murders and Music, where we talk about murder all across Michigan, and we leave you with a happy ending.
And on a good note.
On a good note. We have a few new listener hollahs.
Let's hear it.
Hey, Jane Lorraine!
Jane Lorraine. I love that name.
Jane Lorraine's been listening on her commutes home from work. We pray she doesn't go to hell for it.
Yep.
Thank you, Jane, for listening. We also have a Grand Rapidian listener from Beer City itself, Chris F.
Chris F.
He's been listening, and he gave us a shout-out through our Facebook.
Is his name spelled E-F-F?
It is. Like F
Chris
off.
F.
Yep, just Chris F off. We can't give last names here. That wouldn't be right.
Where can we find our stuff
online? Our information.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. You can Gmail us any kind of input at MichiganMurdersMusic.com. Or, I lied, that's our website.
Michigan Murders
Music at gmail.com.
Exactly.
But our website is MichiganMurdersMusic.com. Just look for us, find us, rate us, do all the things. We'd greatly appreciate it.
So we have an explicit content warning.
What?
Apparently, Her Highness says some naughty words.
What even means?
Okay.
What is naughty word
know.
These days?
Yeah.
Anyways.
So you really don't know.
I don't. Is it 4 letters or is it 5 letters?
Typically 4 letters.
Okay.
And apparently Her Highness likes to use every one of them at her disposal at some point or another.
I can't help it. And if you find your kid in the bathroom huffing model glue or your fingernail polish remover, or your fingernail polish for that matter, it is not our fault. It's because you let your kid...
No.
Jane Lorraine, if you have a child in the backseat of your vehicle right now, better not let that kid listen to this.
Do not call her out because
Jane's kids are far older than that, so I hope...
Okay.
I hope she didn't have a baby all of a sudden on us. Yeah, explicit content. Where are we going to tonight?
So tonight we're going to Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and Your Highness, can you hold up your right hand? We will point to where Grosse Pointe is.
This is the thing. If you hold up your right hand, do you put your palms out?
Yes.
So it
like
would
Michigan.
be my left hand.
That's
if you're putting your palms out.
This is your right hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Michigan.
Yeah.
And right here at the crook of your thumb.
No, because the thumb is wrong. Michigan looks like this.
You're retarded.
You're retarded.
Are you really for real?
Look, if I look at this.
You're showing someone.
I'm showing someone, and my palms are out.
God damn it.
Straight out. It's your left palm because Michigan's thumb is like this. If you're showing someone and they're with you on this
you look
side,
on the map.
then it'd be this one.
This is your hand.
Oh my God, just get to the story. Go. Get.
I'm trying to tell people how to find Grosse Pointe.
I just did 18 different ways. I've been drinking.
I want to put a fucking
You can't
rag in your
say
throat.
that online. Get back to your story. I know we've had audio issues. We've told this story 18 times to each other already, but
right.
God damn it, we're going to do it again.
So let's explain to people how to find Grosse Pointe.
No, it's in the it's north of Detroit. Go on Google and MapQuest that. MapQuest and Google are totally different things. Just whatever. Find Grosse Pointe. It's north of Detroit. What happens in Grosse Pointe now that we got through all that rambling?
Fuck.
Explicit content warning. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alan, a prominent psychologist, is married to his 18-year-old wife, Jan.
So Alan was 36 when he married Jan. That's a 18-year-old difference. Yeah.
I'm sorry. No offense to any of you, but quite personally, I think that's disgusting.
I'd have a hard time. You know, if I were Jan's dad, I'd be like,
I'm going to whoop your ass every family gathering we can get.
Yeah, it's just...
It's weird.
I mean, Alan and Jan's dad could be bowling buddies, you know.
Right.
Whatever.
Same age.
Uh-huh.
Alan is working at the Fisher Building. Let's talk a little bit about the Fisher Building.
The Fisher Building is fantastic. Okay. It's in Detroit. It's a 30-story building. It was built in 1928. It was the Art Deco style.
It's one of the major works of architect Albert Kahn.
Yeah. It was limestone and granite.
And marble.
Yep. So the Fisher family financed it with proceeds from the sale of Fisher Body to General Motors. We all know
And it was
Fisher
designated to house, office, and retail space. Fisher Body is personal to me and probably a lot of Grand Rapidians because while General Motors bought Fisher Body, they kept the name. So there was a Fisher Body plant on Alpine in Grand Rapids, and my mom worked there, and tons of other people's parents worked there.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing around here.
Pretty cool. And it's a gorgeous building. If you can ever go see it, go see it. It's actually a national landmark now.
It was designed to house offices and retail space, and
which is where he had his psychology office.
Mm-hmm. And the Detroit Public Schools have their offices there.
Now,
uh-huh.
During the time that Alan is with Jan, he helps her become a psychologist.
Which took a lot of schooling.
It did. And it was also said that Alan was a little bit eccentric, like a slob as far as dressing goes, and that he rarely watched television and he dismissed celebrities, but he couldn't wait for his People magazine to come every week.
That is so weird to me. Why would you be obsessed with People magazine and look forward to it if you're dismissing celebrities?
The only people
that's what it's all about. People magazine.
Yeah. Guys don't normally read People magazine. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it out. My gay friends read People magazine, but other than that, I've never known a guy to get into People magazine. It's just weird.
My gay friends read GQ.
Well, they're
for the
smart.
articles, not for the pictures.
Of course.
You know, yeah.
He also appeared to live a very settled and somewhat structured OCD lifestyle. So I think he put on this, thing, but he was really this other thing.
Oh, he was faking.
He was two things at once. Yeah. About 10 years into the marriage, both Jan and Alan are now psychologists, and Jan's starting to feel more distant from him.
Something's weird.
He's canceling lunch dates and acting aloof. You can tell when your husband's not there.
Yep.
She confronts him, and of course, he lies.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong, baby.
No, nothing's wrong at all.
So their marriage starts breaking apart.
A little bit.
Yep.
At this time, Jan doesn't realize this, but he's out cruising Cass Corridor.
Picking up little ladies.
Little ladies, brunette ladies specifically. He had a type, a very specific type. Brunette, long hair, young.
Yep.
And along comes Dawn.
Oh, Dawn. Troubled childhood. She had an alcoholic father. And she was also an alcoholic.
Yeah, she started drinking and smoking pot in middle school.
Yeah.
God damn those kids. By her junior year, she had left her family to live with this, her abusive and petty criminal and well-known full-blown drug addict boyfriend, Don.
Don.
So Dawn and Don... If you live in Ohio, that can be very confusing because they're like Dawn. They moved to Cass Corridor. Tell us about Cass Corridor in the 80s.
So in the 80s, the Cass Corridor was riddled with drug addicts, prostitutes, and crime of any imaginable type. Exactly.
Kind of where you went if you were... Okay, people hit
you
rock
have nothing
bottom.
to live for,
but there's
no place to live, and there you go.
Yeah,
you know, which is weird because I know Michigan winters.
I don't get it.
Summertime, that's
fine.
I
Homeless
mean,
people
you
here too. Yeah.
You can love life like there's no tomorrow, but as soon as it gets cold,
you should head your ass to Florida. Is what I'm saying. Dawn finally decides she's gonna leave Don for a much older and much better man, John Lucky Fry.
Yep.
See a theme here? Age, vulnerability.
Yep. So apparently they turned to heroin.
Why wouldn't you? You got it.
Apparently, yeah. So
and to support their habit,
she starts turning tricks.
Yeah. You know my bitch here, right? Because we've already discussed this. My bitches, why can't John go out and start turning tricks? Why does she have to do it?
Yeah, he has a...
both of them have a drug habit. He can suck a dick too, can he?
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Orifices for everyone.
Whatever. Ears, I don't know. Just do what you gotta do. Don't make her do all the work. This is when Dawn does meet Alan. Alan becomes...
he gets a crush on her.
Totally gets he starts paying some really good money. Basically, like, I'm going to pay you off to better. Just to hang out with me, you know. And then it becomes to a point where he starts paying off Dawn and Fry for her time.
Boyfriend. Yep.
So, you know, they're kind of working it a little bit, but he also knows what he's doing. He really likes her, and he's like, here, let me have more time with her.
So he buys her a car.
Bought her a goddamn car. Look, I don't know what kind of car.
I know, I wonder too.
I want to know. Was it a hoopty? A little...
I have no...
A
Dodge
Chevy Shove-It? A Horizon?
We're back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He also bought him a house in the south side of Detroit.
So he bought his bitch a house.
His bitch and her pimp / boyfriend.
Yeah. I'm sure it was a very crappy neighborhood.
It might have been, but the point is,
you gotta keep them down, you know? Keep them wanting.
Yeah, and she claims that it wasn't really sexual. He just wanted time with her. Just weird to me.
She must have been really pretty.
Of course.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Not that pretty. So Dawn used Alan's credit card to furnish their home, and it was
spent about $150,000.
Yes.
To furnish their little south side Detroit home.
He gave it to him, you know, and apparently.
Sorry, Alan, but for reals, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
There's no con involved here on the part of Fry and Dawn.
No, and apparently he had.
It's a two-way con.
Expendable cash.
Apparently, around. He was living this double life, so of course he was telling Dawn and Fry that he was an MD at a local ER in Detroit. At one point, Dawn was booting up, and one of her little pockmarks got infected. So she had to go to the ER, and he led the way for her to get in quickly. While there, good old codependent style, he brings in some drugs.
Oh, he put them right into her IV line.
Just booted her up right there.
Yep.
Without, oh my God.
No, because she was so horribly addicted anyway,
Ridiculous.
So we've established that Alan is a prominent money man. His wife does not know anything about his second life.
It's kind of common. I'm not gonna lie. You know me. I listen to 862 different murder podcasts, and all these people live the second life. I don't understand it.
But he bought a house for two heroin junkies?
He bought a house for him?
How could she not have any idea? She'd have to be, totally clueless.
She just didn't have a point. A few months before the murder, Alan had actually had a psychotic breakdown, and I'm going to say it's possibly because he was living two lives.
Oh, I couldn't do it, man. I'd lose my mind.
On top of that, he's a psychologist, and so his work is listening to other people's shit, and then he's leading this double shit life.
Yeah.
I can see why he might have been hospitalized.
Oh, yeah.
For 6 weeks.
I totally can see how he'd lose his mind.
And that's kind of when Jan's suspicions were backed up, because she cleaned his office and noticed some bills had not been paid and such.
Yep, and apparently while she was taking him to the hospital, he was mumbling things like, I've been bad, and
calf cord, or...
And did I stand tall? Which was something his mother always said. Did you stand tall?
Yeah. So we're not sure if the psychotic break came sometime around the time she confronted him, and she kind of confronted him more on the bill side, but, who knows. We're going to jump forward to July 13, 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Alan's at work. He's on his way home. He picks up the old landline. Because we didn't have cell phones back then. We had pagers. They had pagers because they were psychologists.
Oh, they were fancy.
Yeah. So he calls Jan, does the old, hey, honey, I'm on my way home. The weather is beautiful because it's July in Michigan, and it's always beautiful. And I will be home around 6 o'clock. And Jan says, great, be safe, I'll see you then.
Right.
He never comes home.
No.
And despite the fact that he's living a double life, it's not Jan's fault.
So he was gone for an entire week, just missing in action.
Yeah, she called pretty much that night or the next morning. I think she called the cop and did all of the appropriate things if your husband says he's coming home at 6 o'clock and doesn't show up. This is when John Fry and Dawn go on their drug rampage. I'm going after the sugar daddy kill.
It's crazy stuff.
I'm thinking Dawn's getting ready to hang out with Alan for the night. The three of them are doing drugs together. Dawn gets sick, so she goes into the bathroom and is throwing up.
Yeah, she comes out and sees the two men are fighting over money. When Fry hits Alan, she runs from the house.
What does he hit Alan with, Boo?
He hits him with a
Louisville
Slugger baseball bat.
Yeah. So she runs out of the house for a couple minutes. I don't know. Freaks out, comes back in and is freaking out. I don't know what to do.
He seemed to be dead, so she checks him.
She finds a stethoscope in his house somewhere, probably in the bathroom where she was throwing up.
We'll have one right next to the
I have one on
Q-tips.
as we speak.
Oh, do
I just need to check if I'm dead or not. She's freaking out. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if he's dead. What should I do? And
so
Fry
tells her to go make some money.
And she does.
Yeah.
She busts out the front door and goes to turn a couple tricks.
I mean, who wouldn't? If you told me to go make some money,
I'd paint you.
Oh.
During that time, Dawn's out hooking. John pulls up a stool next to the dead body and casually smokes a cigarette, trying to decide what he's going to do with Alan's body.
Well, you have to stop and reflect for a minute. You know,
Yeah.
and you've got a dead body in front of you.
You got to take a minute to focus.
Figure it all out.
Figure it out.
Mm-hmm. So what's he do?
He wraps the body in a blanket and hauls it to the bathroom, puts it in the bathtub, and hunter style puts the feet higher than the head and slits his throat and lets him bleed out.
These
Like
are
a
Michigan people.
dead deer. During this time, he hears a noise downstairs. At first thinks it's Dawn. Realizes it's not Dawn. He closes the bathroom door real quietly and hides out in there. It's another guy who has come to his home with a baseball bat looking for a $20 debt owed.
What is with the baseball bat?
I don't know.
I mean, we all have them.
There's
Right
one
next to the
right
front
next
door.
to you. There really
Oh my God,
is.
it's right here.
I told you it was moved. He kind of looks around. The door was open, and there's a lit cigarette going on, and I think he was kind of like, yeah, this isn't worth the $20. I'm out. So he left.
Yeah.
And there's a dead body upstairs in the bathtub that he had no idea about.
Mm.
The guy leaves. Fry grabs the car keys, and he goes to find Dawn.
Oh, he knows right where she is.
Apparently.
Yeah, the whores all stand on the
Hanging,
same corner.
you know, they've got their hangouts. And after he finds Dawn, they go to their drug dealer and they load up on some cocaine and heroin. And this is when John decides, I know what I'm going to do with the body. I've got this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coked up. My brain is working on top efficiency mode.
So he apparently decides to just start dismembering the thing or getting some help to do it? What's going on here?
There's a different story in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
He says she was sitting on the toilet watching him do it. She says she was out hooking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But let's talk about what he used to dismember this gentleman with.
Oh my God.
80s extraordinaire commercial. If you watched TV in the 80s, you saw this commercial.
It was the classic ginseng knife. You know, are they even still around?
I'm
They've
sure
got to
of
be
it.
around
They're
because they
probably
last
like
forever
the
and they never get
on
dull.
TV thing.
Yeah. Because
well,
you can cut
cut
through
cans.
Yeah, you
that
can cut through
Ham's beer can you're drinking right now.
Don't judge me.
We could just cut.
You can cut through that with a ginseng knife and then slice a tomato like it's butter.
Perfect for
like
cutting up a dead
knife
body.
through butter.
Perfect.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think it should be a commercial for ginseng.
In
a Dexter episode. That would be fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh.
Before he grabbed the ginseng, he loaded up with a speedball. You know what that is?
You have to refresh my memory. I know you explained it to me earlier, but
Speedball is heroin and cocaine in a needle, and he booted himself up.
Okay. Yep.
So he had all kinds of power to go behind that sharp ginseng knife to dismember the body with. After that, of course, they had more cocaine to do, and he hops in his car with all of these body parts in different bags.
So they
hops on I-75.
I-75 in Auburn Hills, which is really close to where I used to live. I know that whole stretch.
They found a portion of his leg on that stretch in July.
Yep.
I'm cruising north, and I look to the right, and hey, there's a leg.
What is that? There's a trash bag or something. I don't know. Something
Somebody
curious.
found something. This is horrible. They found Alan's head, hands, and his feet
Not
near near a cabin about 10 miles north of Petoskey.
We're both
Very familiar with
that area,
Petoskey
too.
and Charlotte, Vegas. Family, shout out.
So Fry and Spence were arrested.
Yeah. This is when Jan, the wife, is called in to talk with Inspector Gail Hill. At this point, Jan doesn't realize how much the cops already know. They already have found body parts.
Mm-hmm.
So they tell Jan what's up and that her husband's dead and that They didn't really tell her this, but at this point they had realized, Fry had bragged about his intentions and, basically left a trail that any asshead could follow.
Mm-hmm. So media was extremely intrusive during this whole
As
death and
they
funeral
are.
time.
They still are. I mean...
They were at the morgue, very insensitive to Jan.
Okay, they went to the funeral. That's just over...
Oh, yeah.
That's overstepping.
So 2 years later, Jan left Michigan to start a new life.
A redacted life.
Yeah.
She actually calls it a redacted life. She just... I don't blame her. She just changed her name, moved out of state, got married, had a couple kids, and just tried to live a different life.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, though, it did kind of catch up with her. I'm sure it was always in her background. With the encouragement of a psychologist, decided she's going to move back to Michigan and confront everything that had happened.
That's tough stuff. I don't think I would.
Nope.
I'd be like, screw you guys.
Nope.
I'm out.
Nope. I'd be in...
Mm-hmm.
I'd be
I
in
like Michigan,
Spain.
but...
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, because everybody gave her a hard time. She needed someone just to be by her side, but people didn't understand how she didn't know about this double life, and family was judging her, and the whole kit and caboodle with the media and people not getting it.
Oh, and that's for a whole nother additional episode. It's the why and the understanding of all that stuff.
She thought everything was normal. I mean,
I know. I get that.
He was good at hiding it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. During trial, prosecution alleged it was an extortion attempt gone bad. I don't believe that bullshit because both parties were highly involved in both ways of trading money and sex and everything.
Yep.
Lucky actually told Jan later on for her book, he said, "Why would I kill the goose that laid the golden egg?"
Because you're a dipshit. You dipshit.
Because he's a drug addict.
Mm-hmm.
He had said that he exploded because Al pushed him during an argument, pushed him a little too far. Reasons for the argument were different. Dawn says it was over money. Fry says it was because he wanted Dawn to quit drugs, and Alan wanted her to be dependent on drugs.
Blah, blah, blah.
Anyways,
so
lies,
Fry was
lies,
convicted.
lies.
Fry was convicted of first-degree murder. Sentenced to life in prison.
And he died in 1995. Well, Dawn was only charged with dismemberment and gave probation. She didn't spend a day in jail.
I know, so you can chop up a body and help
with a
scatter
ginseng knife.
Yes, and scatter it across Michigan.
You can whore yourself out and get a new house and a new car.
She must have really pretty eyes. I don't get it either.
Why did she not get fucking charged?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
You know what's worse?
What?
She still lives in Michigan, and I don't want to know where because I didn't look it up, and I guess she deserves a second life, but...
Yeah, okay.
no.
Good.
In my opinion, no. You should have spent some time in jail, and then you get your second fucking life. Yeah, it's crazy, though.
But apparently she's been drug-free for years and has some children. Yeah.
And, she's living the dream.
Good for her.
Jan, in the meantime, came back to Michigan, wrote a book called Conflicted Grief. I listened to Jan on a podcast called Grief Out Loud, and I'm definitely going to listen to this podcast. I've dealt with a few deaths, although not murders, but a few deaths in the past years. And Jan's just amazingly strong now. She's confronting it, and she's doing what she has to do to move on.
I feel bad for her.
Who wouldn't?
What a mess.
Who wouldn't? She's
the real victim here.
Totally the real victim. Alan, I'm sorry that you died, Alan, but you were playing in the pile of shit. Jan was innocent. She didn't know. And she's the one that gets hung by the freaking toes, and everybody makes her look bad. She didn't fucking do a shit.
Exactly right.
But try to become a good person.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jan wrote this book called Conflicted Grief. Please look it up and read it. It's fantastic. We found a lot of the information from Lowell Caulfield. He is the original reporter from the Detroit News.
Oh, he wrote a book too.
He did.
Masquerade.
And he has a couple of, there's a website where he just details the shit. He knows every detail of this murder and weird love triangle, sugar daddy gone wrong story that happened in Grosse Pointe, Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, it's all a mess.
It's a mess. I found the goofiest side note on this.
Oh my goodness.
That
yes.
has nothing to do with murder or music.
So, the homicide inspector, his
Remember
name is
Gil Hill?
Gil Hill.
Who called Jan down to the place to
Yeah.
give her the unfortunate news, right?
Yep. First of all, I like Gil Hill's name because it rhymes. And
What were his parents thinking?
I don't know. They,
With
one of them
every
might have been
child
Dr.
I
Seuss.
had, I looked at their names. You
got to think about,
I looked
Richard,
at their initials.
Dick,
Harry.
Harry.
Elliot got Smelliot.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
But the other guys, Richard, Dick, and Harry.
So, anyway, Inspector Gil Hill. This is weird. He was an actor in Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. I don't know which character he played.
I don't either, and I did not take the time to look into it
But
because all I've
was
been doing is
there.
fucking with audio problems. I didn't have time to research that shit because of audio problems.
We got to figure it out.
I want to know if he plays a cop in Beverly Hills Cop. Is it just a cop playing
We
a
didn't
cop?
have audio problems.
What? What are you
We just
talking
got
about?
this stuff.
We didn't record this 10 times. I don't know what you're talking about. By the way,
time.
in a couple weeks, you guys, we're going to Chicago, and we're staying at this old hotel, which I'm not going to tell you the name of right now. But
Because someone's going to stalk us and probably pop a cap in our asses.
Shank us.
I mean, caps
Oh,
in
yeah.
our asses.
Oh, yeah. We take our first trip out of state to the largest murder capital of the world.
Of the world? Is
I
it
don't
really?
know.
I don't know.
It's at least of the states.
So what kind of happy ending do we have?
Happy.
So we have a fantastic band out of Detroit.
Detroit.
Yep, band called Twistin Tarantulas.
I don't like spiders, but Pistol Pete can...
Pistol Pete is a fantastic
He can twist the
upright
shit
bass
out of those
player.
tarantulas.
They're a rockabilly / psychobilly band.
They're
And
good. He's been around for a while.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them several times. So it's Pistol Pete on the upright bass.
And vocals.
And vocals. You should see this guy play. It's fantastic. But anyway, so there's on lead guitar and backing vocals, Carl Bradychuk.
And on drums, this is the greatest name. I don't know if he made up his last name, and I hope he didn't, but it's fan-fucking-tastic.
Nick Macho Morocco.
Yeah. Macho Morocco on drums.
So they're going to be playing at the Otis Supply.
Time out. Doesn't that sound like a feed store?
Oh, I think it might be.
Do they even have feed stores in Detroit?
Are
there cows in Detroit?
You have no idea, do you?
I know.
Yes. It all exists. So, but that's in Ferndale.
Ferndale, Michigan.
Yep.
In
But
May.
you can also catch them quite often. Well, I
about
wouldn't say
once
quite
a
often.
year.
Yeah. In Grand Rapids.
At the Tip Top Deluxe.
So yeah, we've seen them there.
Tip Top D. West
Seen them
Side.
at a few different places here in Grand Rapids.
Fair City. Where, if we wanted to book them, Boot, where would we reach them?
Oh, we'd reached them. You can find Twistin Tarantulas. This is booking info. It's called info@twistintarantulas.com.
If you can't figure that out,
It's just like it sounds.
It's
twistintarantulas.com.
yeah. And book them for your local gig. They will not disappoint you.
They won't. Oh my God. High energy.
Yeah. This has been Michigan Murders and Music. Don't forget to check out Murder Party. They get us pumped up before we start recording 20 times for one episode. And Bandcamp, local music. We'll be seeing you next week.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. You guys rock. And here's the Twistin Tarantulas. Peace out. Mr. Boot.
Yes.
You got your pipe ready?
Yeah.
Want anything,
Time to relax.
Do you want anything green in it?
Rebelline. Now all the men wish that they could have the way she's built, blows them all away. She'll dance all night till they get their hopes up. But when it comes to the game of love, she don't wanna play. Each and every man has tried to win her heart, just to have her shoot her down. Oh, what a spectacle, watching all the men follow her all over town. Go! Name is Rebelline.